Hello, welcome to the second week of our Fold and Compress series. So we are working on skills that we developed in week one. If you haven't taken the week one class, go back and take it before you take this one. You'll get so much more out of it. So we really break down the basics in week one. And in week two, we're using those same skills, but in more advanced poses in different ways. For today's class, we will need some blocks. So if you don't have any yoga blocks at home, you can always use a stack of hardcover books, and we will need two of them. So make sure that you've got two good stacks. If you don't have anything that would work as blocks today, you can do this without blocks. It's just a little bit easier with them. So once you've got that together, let's go ahead and sync up our music. So if you're using the playlist, go ahead and use the Spotify link below the video, and we'll go ahead and start the playlist in 3, in 2, and 1. Once you've got your music running, make your way to your mat and find a supine position, laying down. And however you land on your back is fine. If you want the legs bent or you want the arms overhead or outstretched, whatever it is that you need today. Take a moment to wiggle into a comfortable space of stillness. Take a big breath in through the nose. And let go, opening the mouth. Start to bring your attention to this transition from whatever you were doing before to this space on your mat. Sometimes this can be really easy. We just drop right in. And other times our mind is still stuck on moments that came before or the moments that will come after. So just notice how that transition feels in the body. And one of my favorite teachers, Carpenter, says yoga happens between the poses. And this is as true on the mat as it is in real life. The moments of growth and transformation and creativity, they don't happen in life's big moments. They happen in these small, in-between kind of transitional times that oftentimes feel uncomfortable or challenging. So we're focusing on transitions in our practice today, specifically on the pacing of transition. So some things in today's class we're going to do quickly, and some things we're going to do really slow. And I just want you to notice how you react to that change in pace, that period of change, that transition between the poses. Let's take another deep breath in, filling the belly, the ribs, the lungs, feeling all the way up to the top of the throat. And with the exhale, pull the navel down towards the spine. Get empty. And then hold empty, getting comfortable with how uncomfortable it is to hold the breath out. Get just a little bit more uncomfortable. And then big breath in, fill belly, ribs, chest, hold. And remember that this pause between the inhales and the exhales is a transition as well. Open mouth, let go, pull the navel down. Hold empty. Get comfortable, being uncomfortable. And with your next breath in, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch. Exhale, pull the knees into the chest. A little bit of rocking across the low back. And then reach for the outer edges of the feet for happy baby, opening up the hips right away in this practice. This doesn't have to be your deepest, fullest happy baby, but enough to start to wake up the hips. And take a breath in. With the exhale, release the hold on the feet. Take the hands between the thighs and reach forward. Big breath in. Exhale, pull the navel down, lift the head, neck, and chest up off the floor. Inhale, lower halfway down. Exhale, reach forward, navel pulls down. Couple like this, keeping the soles of the feet standing on the ceiling. And then make your exhale sharp. So you're pushing the air out. And the navel is pulling down towards the floor. What we're trying to do here is activate our transverse abdominis. So you might be familiar with the rectus abdominis. It's what we typically think of as the six-pack. Now the transverse abdominis are our deep core muscles, and they act like a corset, 360 degrees around the entire torso, holding everything together. The way we activate that transverse is just by pulling the navel down. So oftentimes when we do crunches, we let that navel lift up. As we lift, pull it down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We hold at the top. Tiny pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release knees to chest. Woo! All right, core is warm. From here, we'll rock and roll on the spine 3 or 4 times, massaging the length of the spine and allowing the energy to move up and down the spinal column. On your last rock, cross the ankles, plant the palms, roll over the knees, and we meet in tabletop. From tabletop, inhale, cow pose, drop the belly, pull the heart forward, lift the chin, lift the gaze. Exhale, push the floor way around the spine, lift to the navel. Inhale, cow pose, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, drag the heart forward between the arms. Exhale, push the floor away, spread the shoulder blades apart to open the back of the heart to the sky. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, back to cat. A couple rounds on your own. You're welcome to continue with cat-cow here. Or if you'd like to bring in any kind of circling, maybe circling the hips, circling the shoulders, circling the torso or the head, you're welcome to bring that in. There's no right or wrong. It's just what feels good intuitively in your body. So close down the eyes and tap into that for the next 3 rounds of breath. Last round of breath. And inhale to tabletop. Let's flip the right fingertips back towards the knees. Left fingertips stay pointing forward, a little bit of rocking forward and back. Come back to center. Let's flip the left palm. Fingertips point back towards the knee, a little bit of rocking forward and back. Notice if anything feels unusual, maybe some pinching or tweaky feelings. If you're experiencing that, keep that in mind as we move forward. So we are going to be on the wrist a fair amount today. And if the wrists are telling you hold off or stop or I need a rest, listen to that. Let's come back to center. From here, we'll flip the palms up, fingertips turn in towards each other. Little bend of the elbows, a little bit of side-to-side motion, stretching the backs of the wrists. From here, try to curl the fingertips in to make fists. It won't work very well, but it will increase the stretch on the backs of the wrists. And from here, let's come all the way up onto the first knuckle, making fists, thumbs outside of your fists. If you have any wrist issues today, remember that you can always come to this hand position in plank pose, down dog, moving through your vinyasa, and this will take some of the pressure off those wrists. Straight wrists protect the joint. All right, from here, let's come back to tabletop. Cross the ankles, sit behind the heels, bring the hands behind you. Let's find Dandasana, staff pose. So legs are stretched long in front of you. Make sure there isn't any flesh underneath your sitting bones. Roll the shoulders back and down, pull the navel in, and then let the hands rest lightly next to the hips. Big breath in, lift the chest up. With the exhale, pull the toes back towards the shin, maybe even the heels lift up off the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Navel back. Last one. Take the hands behind the hips, about 6 inches behind the hips. Fingertips point towards the hips. Bend the knees, plant the feet. Inhale, push the heels down, lift the hips up for reverse tabletop. Shift the weight forward and back here into the palms and into the feet. Find equilibrium. You should have about a 90-degree angle at the knees and a 90-degree angle at the shoulders. Big breath in, squeeze the glutes, lift the belly. And exhale. Inhale, push down, lift the hips. One more. Inhale, push down, lift. And exhale, drop the hips to the floor. Cross the ankles, roll over the knees, plant the palms, tuck the toes. Let's lift up into our first downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out, sway the hips. Start to get reacquainted with what the body feels like in the dog pose. On this next breath, start to find a little bit of stillness. Slight bend to the knees. Inhale, push through the palms to send the chest and the tailbone up and back. And with your exhale, hug the armpits towards each other. Biceps roll up towards the sky. Triceps wrap underneath. Last big breath in here. Exhale through the mouth, shake out the head. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips. Exhale, tiptoe, walk the feet up behind the wrist, staying high on the toes, all the way up to the top of the mat. More weight pouring into the palms as you arrive. Bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, let yourself hang heavy. Big breath in, lengthen the torso. Exhale, release your bind. Inhale, roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. No rush to get to the top. Head and arms are heavy, all the way up. As you reach the top, roll the shoulders back and down. Stack the ears on top of the shoulders. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach the arms up overhead. Lengthen the side bodies. Lift the belly. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, hands through heart center. Hinge at the hips and fold. You have your whole exhale to arrive at the bottom, so don't rush it. Inhale into a halfway lift. Hands on the shins or on the floor. Stretch the heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. And then you get to decide how you work this. So every vinyasa is optional. You can modify every vinyasa. Take a breath in to push the floor away, finding a strong plank. And on the exhale, you get to choose lower halfway or all the way, knees or no knees. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Lift your kneecaps, open the heart. Exhale, look to the navel. Pull the navel back into the spine and let that peel you up away from the floor and all the way back into down dog. Big breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, seat high, heart forward. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise and reach all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. Same thing. Inhale, lift, reach. Can you feel all 4 sides of your waist getting longer? Exhale, fold down. Inhale, inflate, replenish the breath. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. You decide how you work this vinyasa. Lower halfway or all the way slow. Elbows kiss the ribs. Inhale, broaden the heart, push the floor away. Exhale, look to the navel. Pull the navel back, lift up into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Let it go. Inhale, float your right leg up and back to three-legged dog. Look at your lifted toes, turn them down and then slightly in towards the center line of your body. Take another breath in to eject the femur out from the hip socket. And with an exhale, right knee pulls into the chest, but nothing else moves. We stay in down dog. Inhale, kick it up and back, three-legged. Exhale, pull the navel back, and then the right knee pulls right into that space you created. Inhale, kick it up and back, lengthen from the palms through the heel. Exhale, right knee pulls into the chest, then stack shoulders over wrists, step the right foot up between the palms. Look forward, take your heart forward, hip sink, little bit of rocking forward and back on the back toes. Notice how front of left hip feels. On your next exhale, push off the back foot, step all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale into a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Feet stay hip width apart. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Hips go low, reach the arms up. And then tear the mat apart between the feet. So from the feet all the way up to the knees, the movement is adduction, adduction, pulling apart. With the outer hips turned on then from that adduction, sit the hips a little bit lower. Big breath in, reach the heart all the way up to the sky. Exhale, pull the navel back, airplane arms, lay the torso across the thighs. Inhale, reach back up, lengthen from the hip creases to the fingertips. Exhale, airplane arms, thighs and chest parallel to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, airplane arms, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Inhale, lift back up, chair pose. Exhale, we sit all the way to the floor. Maybe you use the hands to assist you down. From here, we roll onto the back, knees into the chest, and we lift the hips up. Hands come to the low back, coming into plow pose, halasana. So, keep the back of the neck long. Don't look around. Chin to chest. You can walk the elbows in towards each other a little bit more. Hands walk down towards the shoulders. Good. Seat stays high. Keep lifting your thighs up towards the sky. If your toes touch the floor, you can point them. Big breath in. Big breath out. And very gently reach the arms overhead. So the palms are turned up towards the sky. And I'm going to move these blocks so you can see a little bit better. Yeah. Palms turn face up. Big breath in. With an exhale, pull the navel back and slowly, keeping the thighs as close to the torso as possible, begin to roll the spine piece by piece, vertebrae by vertebrae, back down onto the floor. As the hips arrive, bring the feet back to the floor and inhale up into chair pose. Exhale, sit all the way to the floor. Inhale, halasana, plow pose. Feet come overhead towards the hands. Exhale, pull the navel back, drag the tailbone back towards the top of the mat, keeping the thighs as close as you can. We're going slow through this transition. And then as the hips arrive, inhale, rock forward right up into chair pose, nice and quick. Exhale, sit down. We've got one more. Inhale into halasana, feet overhead, arms overhead. Exhale, drag it back slow. Thighs stay as close to the front body as possible. Inhale, lift up into chair. And exhale, sit halfway to the floor. Tear the mat apart between the feet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we sit all the way down into Navasana boat pose. Feet up. Hug the inner thighs and the inner ankles together. Wrap the hands around the backs of the thighs. Lift the chest to meet the knees, and then pull the knees in to meet the chest. So you're finding that connection between lower body and upper body. Big breath in. Exhale, low boat. Glue your low back to the floor. Heels and shoulders are hovering. Inhale, lift the toes up to the sky, stacking them over the hips. Take the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Big breath in. And exhale, crunch. Again, we're activating this transverse abdominis, so pull the navel down. Keep the low belly pulling towards the floor. And then we're using the upper abs to find the crunch here. But the lower core stays static and activated. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay lifted. Inhale, drop the right leg to the floor. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Elbows stay wide. Make that exhale sharp. Another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, knees into the chest. Release the head. Take the legs long, full body stretch, lengthen from the fingertips to the toes. Exhale, push your heels down, navel pulls back, reach the arms up, and we're gonna roll all the way up to a seat. Hands reach overhead at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale, reach forward, we go slow. Pull the navel back, reach the arms forward, roll it back down. Arms overhead, exhale, reach. Inhale, roll it back slow. Exhale, reach. So these are called roll-ups. And apparently, you're doing the work of 6 sit-ups. Yes, 6 sit-ups in doing 1 roll-up. So you're really getting a lot of work for not that much movement. Let's do 5 more. Navel pulls back to sit you up, and it pulls back to roll you down. Last 2. Last 1. Inhale, roll it back. Exhale, curl the knees with the chest, rock up to Navasana again. We've got 1 more core exercise. Inhale, take it back to low boat. So glue the low back to the floor, heels and shoulders are hovering, navel pulls down. Inner thigh squeeze, glute squeeze. Big breath in, lift the right leg. Inhale, lower, and lift. Alternating legs. And you might be like, we just did this. We did just do this, but we were holding the legs at the top rather than at the bottom, and it makes a big difference. Woo! My core is on fire. I hope yours is. Make sure your glutes are squeezing so that every time your leg lowers, you're kind of feeling that glute bubble up underneath you. Last 4 each side. Last 2. Last 1. Woo, knees into the chest. Big breath in. Exhale, rock up to a seat. From here, cross the ankles. Hug the knees tight to the chest. We're finding that deep core engagement. You have 2 options where you can go from here. The easier option is to roll over the knees, planting the palms in front of you and stepping back to plank pose. Second option is to take the hands slightly in front of the hips, push the floor away, activate the upper back, maybe the hips lift up here, and then you can kind of wiggle the feet back underneath you and then jump back. Yeah, and if you're taking this option, let's do it maybe 2 more times. Give yourself a little bit of practice engaging those core muscles we just worked in a new way. So, push the palms down, lift the hips up. Maybe you find so much lift you can just glide the feet through to plank. And let's do 1 more. Exhale, push the palms down, knees tight to the chest, navel back, feet back, plank. Take a big breath in at the top. Vinyasa, or choose to skip it. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, look to the navel, pull the navel back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and let it go. Other side, inhale, left leg rises. Toes turn down and slightly in. Inhale, kick back through the left leg. Exhale, pull the navel back, left knee fills the space. Inhale, kick it up and back. Exhale, left knee tight to the chest. One more. And squeeze, heel to bum. Start to roll forward, step the left foot up between the palms. A little bit of rocking forward and back. Notice how front of right hip feels. Big breath in. Exhale, push off the back foot, step forward into a halfway lift. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, chair pose, tearing the mat apart all the way up. Find a little bit more sit to the sitting bones. Big breath in, reach up from the hip creases to the fingertips. Exhale, lift the navel, airplane arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, airplane arms. One more. Airplane arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, we sit all the way down. Inhale to Halasana, plow pose. Exhale, roll it back slow. Navel pulls in, thighs close to the chest. Hips land, inhale, rock up to chair. Exhale, sit. Inhale, roll it back. Exhale, roll it forward slow. Inhale, chair. Exhale, sit. And roll it back. Exhale, roll it forward. Navel in, go slow. Inhale, up to chair. Exhale, sit all the way back down to the floor. Hands stay reaching forward, soles of the feet on the mat about hip width apart. Make sure that you don't have any flesh underneath the sitting bones. Take a big breath in and reach the arms as far forward as you can. Exhale, pull your navel back and then walk the feet 2 inches back in space. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, walk the feet back another inch, navel pulling in to make space. Inhale, reach up, sit up even taller. Exhale, walk the feet back again. And then we're just breathing. Inhale, lift the chest to meet the knees. Exhale, navel back. 2 more. Inhale, lift the chest to meet the knees. Exhale, navel back. Last one, inhale, reach up really tall out of the low back. And exhale, release. Hands next to the side body, same options as before. You can plant the palms in front of you and roll forward, or plant the palms next to you, push down, lift the hips, maybe work on that jump back. Either way, we meet in plank pose. Big breath in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, look to the navel, pull the navel back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Open mouth, side out. All right, we've done a lot of stuff with knees into the chest. We've done a lot of stuff with detail and with the core. Let's just flow it out. Let's get some movement going. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, one leg plank pose, shoulders over the wrist, right glute squeezes. Inhale, right knee pulls tight to the chest. Exhale, push the floor away, lift the navel, hug the right knee in tighter. Can you step the right foot up between the palms without lifting the hands? Inhale, slowly rise, high lunge. As you land, put a deep bend in the front knee. A lot of lift to the back heel, and then a little bend to the back knee as well. Big breath in, lift the belly, grow tall off of the basin of the pelvis. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the back thigh. One more, inhale, reach. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior 2, left arm circles around, spinning the back heel down and opening you up towards the left side of the mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift up and out of your right hip crease and then pause. Deepen the lunge in the front knee and then take the knee over towards the right pinky toe. One more breath in, lift up out of the right hip. Exhale, extended side angle, right elbow towards the knee, left arm high. Inhale, reverse warrior, take it up and back. Couple of rounds like this. Exhale, extended side angle. And I want you to see how fluid you can make these transitions. You might not even fully land in stillness in either pose, but you're keeping the movement going, making it fluid. One more round. Exhale, extended. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down. Slide the right foot back. Option to take a vinyasa or choose to skip it. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Right into the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, one leg plank pose. Inhale, left knee to the chest. Exhale, push the floor away. Make space to step the left foot through without lifting the palms. Inhale, slow rise, high lunge. If you feel a little bit unsteady, walk the front foot over towards the left side of the mat a little bit. Big breath in, belly and heart high. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, reach. Last time, airplane. Inhale, warrior two, right arm circle, spin the back heel down. Inhale into reverse warrior. Now find the equal work in the legs. So front knee drifts forward and over to the left slightly. Make sure your back thigh is firming to the back of the room. The pinky edge side of that foot is pushing down really strongly. One more breath in. Lengthen left ribs, left lung. Exhale, extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended. Inhale, reverse. And two extended. Last time. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the floor. Glide the left foot back, plank. Option to take a vinyasa or choose to skip it. Inhale, cobra up dog. And exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Lion's breath, open the mouth, stick out the tongue. All right, let's get this last round of flow. Inhale, send the right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your chest, shoulders over the wrists. And then inhale, look forward, take your heart forward, drop your hips and your shin to hover just an inch above the floor. As you exhale, push the floor away, round the spine, navel in, right knee scoops up into the chest. We'll do two more. Inhale, lower, look forward. Exhale, push, round, scoop. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, three-legged dog, take it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot up between the palms. Inhale, slow rise, high lunge. Interlacing the palms as you rise and pushing them up towards the sky. Exhale, push the air away as you grow taller off of the hips. Interlace the palms, inhale, reach up, lengthen. Push the air away as you pull the arms down to the side body. One more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, push away. Inhale, high lunge arms, reach up. Exhale, standing split, palms to the floor, left leg goes high. Take a breath to bend your standing leg a little bit, find a drishti on the floor. With the exhale, walk the hands back in space 2 inches. Drop the chest, drop the head, inhale, lot of lift to the left thigh. Pointer flex through the toes, doesn't matter which one, but keep the energy moving through the end of the leg. Big breath in. With the exhale, pull the navel back. Can you bring the upper body and the lower body into closer association? Final breath like this. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend your standing leg. Chamber your lifted leg behind it. Maybe hands come to heart center if you want a little balance challenge. And then inhale, we lift right back up into standing split. Left leg goes high. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, kick it up. Push your palms forward to take the chest back towards your standing leg. And then exhale, Shiva squat. Get compact, hands to heart center. We have one more. Inhale, lift up to standing split. And then this time, flamingo pose. So pull the left knee into the chest beside the right thigh. Left foot lands next to right. We bend the knees, sit the hips all the way down. And then inhale, roll back to Halasana. We've been here before, but now we have even more core awareness. So exhale, pull the navel back, keep the thighs close as you roll the hips back down. And then inhale right up into standing split. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, back to Halasana. Exhale, navel back, roll forward slow. Inhale into standing split, left leg high. One more, exhale, fold, drop the knees, or rather drop the hips. Inhale, roll back, Halasana. Exhale, navel pulls back, roll forward. Inhale into standing split, left leg high, and then maybe right into a handstand hop if you'd like. If that's part of your practice, you can take maybe 3 or 4 hops here. Exhaling to push off the floor and drive the left heel high. Maybe catching some air time at the top. As you exhale, bend the elbows, lower into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, navel back, lift the hips high to the dog pose. Let's go right into the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lower, look forward, hips sink. Exhale, push the floor away, upper back rises, hips rise, knee lifts. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lengthen the back body, shorten the front body. Inhale, lower. Last time, and lift. Inhale, kick it up and back, 3-legged. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the left foot through. Interlace the palms. Inhale, slow rise, palms towards the sky. Exhale, tear the sky apart as the arms draw down to the side bodies. Inhale, interlace the palms, lift up. Exhale, tear it apart. One more, inhale, lift. And tear. Inhale, high lunge arms. Exhale, standing split, palms to the mat, right leg goes high. Take a breath, bend your standing leg. Pointer flex through your lifted toes. With the exhale, walk the hands back. Maybe just 2 inches. Inhale, lift the right thigh. Navel in, drop the chest. 2 more breaths here in standing split. 1 more. This breath in, we prepare. Exhale to Shiva squat. Bend your left knee, chamber right knee behind, heart forward, maybe hands to heart center. Inhale, kick it up. Push your fingertips or your palms forward to take the chest closer to your standing thigh. And then exhale, Shiva squat again. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, flamingo pose, right knee pulls tight to the chest, and then drop the foot down so you're in a forward fold position. Bend your knees, drop the hips. Inhale, roll it back, plow pose, Halasana. Exhale, pull the navel back, slowly drag the hips back towards the top of the mat, and then inhale into standing split, right leg goes high. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, drop the hips, inhale, Halasana. Exhale, roll it forward slow. Inhale, standing split, right leg goes high. And exhale, fold, bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, Halasana. Exhale, the navel pulls towards the top of the mat, but your limbs are reaching to the back of the mat, trying to slow this down. Inhale to standing split, right leg high. Maybe right into a couple of handstand hops. If this isn't your thing, go ahead and make your way through a vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. One more hop if you're with me. And lower through your vinyasa. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, take it back into down dog. Breathe in. Side out through the mouth. In through the nose. Blow it out through the lips. In through the nose. And out through the nose. From here, step your feet mat width apart and turn your toes out to 45 degrees. Big breath in. As you exhale, walk the hands back, stacking hips over heels, and then bend the knees, drop the hips between the heels for Malasana Squatters Pose. Now, rather than just dropping into that flexibility, remember, tear the mat apart and then push the feet down so you find that kind of basket of lift up underneath the hips. If you need a break, you're welcome to stay here in Malasana. If you want another opportunity to get upside down, we'll do some Malasana handstand hops like we did last week. So palms to the mat, big breath in. Exhale, pull the navel back, push away from the floor, bring the heels as close to the hips as you can, as quickly as you can. Now I want you to pay attention to what my thighs are doing here. They're close to my side bodies when I'm in Malasana, and they stay close to my side bodies the entire time. So as I exhale, those thighs stay close to my side bodies all the way as I come up, and they stay close as I hold up. So let's do maybe 5 more of these. Make sure that you're really pushing that air out so that the core is already activated in the way that it needs to be for the handstand before you get there. And it's one less thing you have to think about as you come up. Let's do the last one. And we land in Malasana. Hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. Exhale, walk it out. Let's come to plank pose. Drop the forearms. Drive the forearms down, especially the wrists and the elbows. Squeeze your glutes so that your hips stay in the same line as your shoulders. Reach your heels to the back of the room. And then think belt buckle to belly button. So you're kind of finding this little scoop of the pelvis up towards the navel. And we're breathing for 3. For 2. Keep pushing the floor away, activating the shoulders. And for 1. From here, drop the head, bend the knees to hover just an inch, and then start to walk the feet in towards the elbows, taking the hips high. Now, notice the head will want to drop towards the floor and you'll sink into your shoulders. I want you to work against that tendency. So elbows drive down, lift your shoulders up away from the floor. Underbellies of the arms are lengthening, armpits are lengthening. Big breath in. Big breath out. If you're comfortable here, stay here. If you want a little bit more, inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, pull the navel back, hug the right knee into the space. Inhale, kick it high. Navel back, hug it in. 1 more. And squeeze. Inhale. Back to dolphin. Left leg, inhale, lift. Navel back, left knee pulls into the chest. Kick it up. Exhale. Last one. And squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to dolphin. 1 more breath in. Keep pushing floor away. Exhale, drop the knees. Sit on your heels. Hands to the tops of the shoulders. Let's just work that out. Roll the elbows forward. And forward. And forward. And forward. And let's take it back. And back. And back. And back. Shake out the hands. Okay, so come up to kind of our peak peak pose and work for today. And this is where the blocks will come in. So sit the hips down, stretch the legs out in front of you. We're going to come back to that Dandasana pose that we worked right at the start of the practice. So remove any flesh from the sitting bones, legs long, toes pull back, heels are lifted. And then reach for those blocks. Reach for those blocks. Yeah, and we'll set them slightly in front of the hips on their lowest setting, so you have the biggest surface area for the palms. But we won't work with them quite yet, so give yourself a little bit of space. We're going to work with the legs to start. So take a big breath in. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, pull the navel in. Just getting a sense for this posture, palms on the earth. Some people say that Dandasana is the hardest yoga pose of all the poses because if you're doing it correctly, it requires so much internal activation, even though it is a static posture. Okay, here we go. Big breath in. Pull your navel back, lift your entire right leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. And lift. We've got two more. Now you'll notice as you lift the leg, you'll want to lean back. I want you to lean forward, lean towards the heat. Last one, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's do the other side. Exhale, left leg lifts. Inhale. And lift. Navel pulls back. Last two. Last one. Inhale, lower. We go back to the right leg, exhale, lift, and then we bend the knee and pull the heel as close to the hip as we can without touching the floor. Still leaning forward, still sitting up tall. Inhale, stretch it out, set it down. Exhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, pull it in tight. Inhale, send it out. Exhale. Inhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, lift, tightly pull in. Inhale, reach it forward, set it down. Let's do the left side. Exhale, lift, bend the knee, hug it in. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, lift, pull the knee in tight without the heel dragging. Inhale, kick it out. Left, or rather, your right leg stays active as well. Exhale, lift, left knee pulls in. We've got two more, kick it out. Exhale, lift. Pull it in. Lean towards the heat. Inhale, kick it out. Last time. Exhale, lift. Pull it tight. Ooh. Inhale, send it out. Okay. So we work the legs. Next, we're going to work the hips. You'll bring the blocks in here. You want them slightly in front of the hips. Palms on top of the blocks. All 10 fingers spread wide. Big breath in through the nose. We're finding that Dandasana stature. Shoulders back, navel in. With the exhale, push the floor away through the palms. Round the upper back, and you'll lift the hips up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push the floor away and lift. So I want you to notice as you're doing this, your front body's getting short. The navel's pulling back. You're rounding through the shoulders and through the chest. And the upper, or rather the entire back body, is getting longer as you round through the upper back and engage the strength of your scapula. Let's do three more. Strong exhale, pull the navel in. Last one. And down. If your wrists are tired, you can always come up onto knuckles. Remember, thumbs outside of the fist. All right, we're going to combine the two things that we did here for this final push in our practice. So big breath in. Exhale, push the floor away, lift the hips up. Hover the right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lower. Shoulders back, sit up tall. Exhale, push the floor away, lift the hips. Left leg hovers. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lower. Think we can do the full one? That's what we got next. So we'll push the hips down, lift the hips up, or rather push the palms down, lift the hips up, and then we'll try hovering both legs. Just see what's possible for you today. Big breath in. Navel back, lift the hips. Hover right leg, hover left leg. Breathe. Navel back, feet active. Set it down. Woo! Okay, let's soften the wrists after that. So bring your palms to prayer. And then bring the pinkies to touch, palms towards your face. And then bring the backs of the hands to connect. Turn the fingertips down. And we're just rolling through the palms, keeping the wrists connected all the way here. Ooh, that feels good. All right, shake that out. Move your blocks off to the side. We won't need them for the rest of the practice. We did a lot of stuff pulling the knees into the chest, a lot of stuff working the hip flexors. Let's stretch out that part of the body. So a little bit of counter to all of the work we've done. Cross the ankles, roll over the knees. We'll meet in tabletop. From here, step the left foot outside of your left hand for lizard. Take a moment to broaden your heart space, looking forward, reaching the heart forward. And then option to stay at tall arms, or maybe you drop down to the forearms for maybe 3 rounds of breath will be here. And drop the head, release the back of the neck, let your shoulders be heavy. Inhale and come back up to your tall arms. Keep right palm grounded underneath the shoulder. With this inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. And then all the way to the back of the mat, opening up the chest. Hug the back heel in towards the hip. And we're going to keep this active for a minute. So feel your hamstrings engage. Feel your right glute squeezing. Alrighty, that should be a pretty big opening. We're going to deepen a little bit more here in just a minute. Now, if you'd like to reach back and catch the foot, you're welcome to, but you don't have to. I want you to push the floor away through your front heel and your front palm, lifting the hips up and back a little bit, and then hug this heel tight to your glute. So sometimes what happens when we're stretching the hip flexors is that we get the extension from the core. We just kind of let the belly extend. I want you to lift the navel up and think belt buckle to belly button. And then really allow this extension to come from the hip flexor rather than from the core. So belly stays lifted, belt buckle to belly button. And if that feels okay, you might allow yourself to let your right hip crease fall towards the earth just a little bit. Big breath in. And exhale, release. From here, I'm just going to step right back to tabletop. If you'd like to take it through down dog, you're welcome to. A little swivel of the hips, either in tabletop or down dog. And then let's step the right foot outside of the right hand. Broaden the heart space on an inhale. And either letting the head hang at tall arms or letting the head hang at forearms. Inhale up to your tall arms. Left palm stays grounded underneath the shoulder. With your next inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. And then all the way to the back of the mat. Hug the back heel in towards the hip. Little squeeze. Glute is working. Left hamstring is working. Breathe. If you'd like to catch the foot, go ahead and do so. Push down through your front heel and front palm, lifting the hips up and back, taking yourself out of the stretch a little bit. Think belt buckle to belly button, navel up and in. With that engaged, then you can allow the left hip crease to draw forward and down, letting the extension come from the hip flexor. And you might find that you have a lot less range than normal when you lift the core up and in. That's good. That means that you're targeting the extension where you want it to happen, right? We're working the hip flexors rather than letting that extension come from the core. It's okay if it means a loss of what you thought your range was. And doing things with just a little bit more integrity. Last breath in and release. Step right back into down dog or tabletop, little swivel of the hips from side to side. From here, let's cross the ankles, roll back over the feet, and lay yourself down on your back. From here, let's hug the knees into the chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Inhale, open the arms wide into a T shape, and drop the knees over to the right. 3 big belly breaths here. So on the inhale, let the skin around the navel puff up. And with the exhale, just let the belly go soft and slack. Inhale, knees back to center. And exhale over to the left. Same thing on the side, 3 big belly breaths. And inhale, knees back to center. Catch the outer edges of the feet for happy baby. Coming full circle to where we started this practice. Try stamping your feet on the ceiling and notice how that lays the low back out against the floor a little bit more. If you'd like to bring in some rocking from side to side, bring that in. And exhale, we release the feet. And we've reached our final resting pose for this practice, Shavasana. If you'd like, you can take traditional Shavasana with the legs and the arms extended. If you find that you get distracted in Shavasana while practicing at home, you might try taking a seated meditation instead. Be here for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'll wake you up at the end. If you're ready to come out, take a big breath in through the nose. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Drop one ear to the mat and then the other, massaging the back of the skull. And on a big breath in, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch. Exhale, pull the knees into the chest, roll to one side. You're welcome to end practice resting on your side, or if you'd like to, you can press up to a comfortable seat and meet me with your hands at heart center. There's a little phrase that lives at the top of my to-do list every day, and it goes like this. It's not what we have done, it's what we have become in doing. It's not what we have done, it's what we have become in doing. And I think it applies to the practice as well as it applies to life. It's not about arriving in a pose, it's not about achieving a pose, but it's about all of the little things you learn about yourself on the way to the pose. It's about making space for your growth and your creativity and your change. That's what this practice is about. And the journey, not the destination. Take the thumbs up to the third eye between the brows. Big breath in. Offer your exhale to the room. And as we bow forward in reverence to each other, together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your presence with me. I hope you enjoyed this class. Like I said, this is week 2 of our folding and compression series. Week 3 will be up next week, and we'll be using all the same skills we used today, but in a couple of new postures. So check back soon for that new class. In the meantime, I hope you're staying safe and staying well. Thank you so, so much for showing up and participating today. Until we meet again on the mat, namaste.